This Saturday night, the second BKB event from the company's newest incarnation will air live on Fight Network at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. The main event will pit the current BKB middleweight champion Gabe Rosado against former world title challenger Curtis Stevens. Now, there are plenty of people who still are not sold on the new format, featuring a restructured, scaled-down pit with no ropes and shorter rounds and fights in general. But if you were to remove that and simply look at this weekend's event as a boxing event and judge it simply based on the matchups, it's actually pretty good. Rosado-Stevens is a battle of two top 20 middleweights in the regular boxing scene, and one that quite simply would never be made in the squared circle. Rosado, at this point, is a B-side to the stars, so to speak. A fighter who is able to hang with but not beat the top-level opposition in the division. In regular boxing, he hasn't won a fight since 2012, but has cashed in against big names like Gennady Golovkin, Peter Quillin, and most recently, David Lemieux. Stevens is a fighter who is still in title contention in the IBF, but without big money backing or a reason to take a tough fight that isn't going to advance him up that particular ladder, a fight with Rosado in the squared circle wouldn't make much sense. Put some money on the line, though, and put them in a fight that won't count towards their professional boxing record, and we have ourselves a great-looking action fight on paper. At BKB 1, Rosado's short, quick combinations proved to be perfect for the condensed style and were too much for Brian Vera to handle. Stevens is a fighter who thrives on proximity in the ring, and that will be inherent when he steps inside the pit. Against Hassan N'Dam, Stevens' biggest weakness was evident. As a natural counterpuncher, he doesn't feel comfortable chasing after his opponent. Lucky for him, in BKB, he can have his feet set all he wants and look to load up his patented home run counter left hook. Now, the undercard will also feature fights that you definitely wouldn't mind seeing in conventional boxing either, including Jesus Soto Karass versus Ed Paredes, and a fight between two of the best female fighters in the world right now in Diana Prezak and Layla McCarter. The idea of the pit and BKB in general might turn out to be a novelty flash in the pan, and certainly there are problems with the insistence that more violence and more big knockouts are necessarily better. But again, putting all that aside, we have an evenly matched fight card that should provide excitement, and that isn't something that's always easy to find.